Okay, first guys, I am here at the LA Auto Expo and I can't even contain my excitement. If you guys saw the video I did last year of how excited I was, I'm even more excited this time because I've seen the lineup and there are some amazing cars that I can't wait to have a look at. Also, with me now going into the car rental industry, that's something you guys don't know about, it's going to be a great opportunity for me to see different cars that I might have in my fleet. So yeah, I'm very excited and yeah, let's get to it. I tried to convince Chanel to get a truck, kind of, but she wasn't really interested. This is nice. I like this, man. No, it wasn't a truck. It was a Jeep. It was the the
Wrangler.
The Wrangler, the Jeep Wrangler. Because I love them. I love them. You know, I've seen when they're blacked out with black wheels and they take the doors off. It just looks cool, man. And I think eventually we will have one. You know, just for summer. You know, it's awesome for summer. But yeah, no, this is cool. The interior is really nice. Really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like a boxy look, almost like it reminds me a little bit like a G-Wagon vibe.
It does, it really does.
You know?
One thing is though, I've driven the G-Wagon and it isn't the most comfortable drive. As nice as they look, people love how they look and they're very popular, but they drive, honestly they drive horrible. They drive horrible.
It's like a truck.
It's like a truck, and it moves how it looks, like a box. So I've never driven the Jeep Wrangler, but it looks fun. When I've seen people drive them, they look fun. So one day I need to test drive one. This looks awesome though. What is this? That looks awesome, man. Yeah. Now that, I could definitely see myself in that.
That's like the off-roading experience.
This blacked out, come on, man. That is awesome, man. Definitely off-roading experience. Definitely drive up to Nevada, right. Through the deserts.
I like that door.
Love that
like
door.
No doors, but still.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't
Because like I said, I've seen other Jeep Wranglers with the doors off. But I've not seen it where they've actually, this is obviously safer than completely taking your door off because that's obviously for protection from any impact. But yeah, that looks awesome. Okay, we're at the American Muscle and look at it. What have we here? Do you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, little something. The other day I was in my car and a Charger pulled up next to me and he was revving. I didn't really contest, I was just, you know, let him do his thing. But when he left, when the lights went, he made my car shake. That thing made a ridiculous amount of noise. It made me shake. I was like, Jesus, is that loud? And I love that. And like my girlfriend, she hates that, you know, the loudness of cars. I love the sound of cars. That just gave me such a buzz hearing like the Charger just rip down the road. And it literally ripped down the road. It's amazing. Wow. What do we have here? This looks like it's from Back to the Future. What the hell?
I don't know what kind of they got.
Is this for like Switzerland? We go skiing in Switzerland on skis.
I saw it earlier. You said I saw it on the commercial, man. This is sick.
This is outrageous, man. It's like a slate. This is for Santa. Being that it's the end of November, this is perfect. So Santa, wherever you are, if you want to make those deliveries and you want to make them quick, we got the vehicle right here for you at Dodge. Come get it, man. No reindeer needed. Okay guys, I actually stumbled upon this car just about 2 days ago when I was just reading up on Tesla and reading up on electric cars. And let me just make sure I pronounce it right. Rivian? Yeah, Rivian. It's a truck, one of the first, because like no one's actually made one yet, a truck that's electric, full electric. Except this one, if I remember correct, does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, which is absolutely crazy. And a lot of people were asking, why do you need a truck that does that? To be honest, that wasn't necessarily from what I read, their main focus point. It was just a secondary element of them creating the power with the electric motors on each wheel. So it wasn't necessarily that was the target, to have a truck that does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, but that's just what it happens to be. But yeah, this truck, from what I read, is amazing, so it's good that I'm gonna actually be able to see it. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Have you ever seen trunk space underneath? And that's just one of them. That's just one of them. There's plenty. This thing could be revolutionary. It really could. You know, it's the first truck that is electric, and it really could change the game.
That's cool.
170 kilogram curb weight for the 135, which is what's shown here.
Yeah.
And then after tax incentives, the starting price for the baseline model at 61,500.
Oh, that's quite reasonable. That was the only thing that I didn't get to read. I read about this the other day,
Yeah,
but
great.
that was the only thing that was missing.
Okay.
So I was about 61,000. Okay.
Yeah, so that's after like roughly a 7,500 TX.
Because when I read the comments, one of the main things people were focused on, they were saying it's amazing, but I bet it's going to cost over 100 grand. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, so that's certainly not the fully loaded from a battery pack perspective. That's the 105 kilowatt hour.
Okay, but it's still pretty reasonable.
Yeah, which should get you over 200 miles range.
Yeah.
230, 250-ish.
Awesome. I'm sure you guys have heard me mention about the Ford GT before. I love it. I think it's beautiful. The old one and the new one, I like both, you know. Which would you guys say you like more in terms of design? They're very similar. You know, some people have their nostalgia about old things, but this one is beautiful. The thing I didn't like about it was the V6. I wish it had a V8, but you know, it still looks beautiful. Let's have a look at it. One of the most impressive things for me is the active aero that comes out of the back. It looks brilliant. It looks kind of cramped in there though. I don't know how I'd fit in there. It looks real cramped. It looks real tight. But then people say that about like my car, and I've got loads of space, but it does look tight in there. I actually like the old shape of the GT500, like this one up there, much more than I do the new shape. It just seems like a car that should retain a certain grittiness to it than the way that the new ones look, because they look, you know, the new ones look futuristic, but this car just seems to look better when it's gritty and, you know,
like a Porsche timeless thing.
yeah, timeless shape. Yeah. There we actually have the history of the Shelby GT500. So when did the shape actually change? We can see that it changed 2007.
Right,
Yeah, 2007. So I much prefer this generation, but yeah, it's changed here, and we all recognize this shape. See it a lot in California, everywhere. I mean, this one in 2014 starts to get that aggressive shape again, you know, and we'll see what happens in 2020.
Right,
And here's something you don't get to see every day at all: the underneath. If you're not a mechanic, of course, you don't get to see this. So this is good for me to actually see how does, you know, what we got underneath. Okay, guys. So I don't know much about this car at all. I will say that it resembles the. You guys might know about the Devil 16, and they've also got a truck that looks similar to this. That's the only thing I know, you know. But I'm not. Well, let's go find out about it.
Where you can park this.
This is Batman's truck.
Yeah, some people have told us that this car is coming out of
Here it says the Carmen King Unique Club. It's definitely unique. We'll give it that. It's extremely unique. Answer to invitation and please visit us. Well, that's the interior. We can see there is luxury. So, what category does it fit? Is it a luxury truck? Do you know what? Maybe it's like a bulletproof, bomb-proof luxury vehicle, because that's what it looks like. Honestly, it looks like something Batman would drive or be driven in. With car lovers, car enthusiasts, it's hard to convey how much we love cars and why we love them. But like looking at this, even like, because I'm not even a huge fan of Porsches, but I can see the beauty in this car. You know, I can just see like the lines, everything, the shapes. It's just hard to get someone who doesn't care about cars, because some people just see cars as a vehicle to get you from A to B. It's hard to get them to understand how like it's like art. So if you appreciate art, then you should have some understanding of why we appreciate cars, you know, and that's just looking at them. Then we get to drive them, then we get to hear them, you know. So, you know, it's really something to have a passion for cars, you know. Just like art. If you appreciate art, then you can understand what we appreciate about cars. Some of them are beautiful, you know. Because this is cool. This is just, and I love that they put the surfboard on the top. Perfect for LA, you know. And that pretty much sums up Porsche. Timeless machine. Their shape, as you can see here, this is from 1963, has not changed. The shape is exactly the same. I once watched a documentary on Porsche, and I think they said that they believe that they got the shape of the car right way back when, and they don't intend on changing it. They believe they've got the shape right, and every new model will be based on that shape, which is why they don't change that shape, you know, and who can argue with them? Just like we did at Shelby, we can view the history of the Porsche 911 starting here with this one in 1963. And I think I remember this one, if I'm correct. It was either this one or this one was in Bad Boys 1. Bad Boys 1 with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. He had a black one, and yeah, I think one of the first times I saw the 911. I've driven a 718, which handling was the best. I think it's the best I've experienced in a car. Just sticks to the road. I remember putting my foot down and going around a corner, and it just stuck to the road. It was the best. However, I was driving it immediately after driving a Corvette Stingray, so maybe that was the reason, because that handle's like awful. Yeah, terrible. You know, so much power and no handling. The new shape at the back, I really like. Come check this out. I really love that, man. It's just the subtle changes that they do, but that looks cool. That looks real cool, man. I'm gonna be honest about something. Even as a car enthusiast, I really find it hard to differentiate between all the 911s, man. I struggle. There's the 4S. The only ones that are very distinct are the turbos, because you have the side scoops, which but then so does the GT, is it the GT2 or GT3 has the side scoops, but yeah, it's really hard for me personally to differentiate between the Carrera 4S, you know, the standard 911, the S. It's hard. Yeah, it's cool. It's not what I thought it would be. I thought I would actually see like the road, and it was more like lights, and it was cool. I think it was more for you to feel what the engine feels like, the rumble, which was okay, interesting. How you doing? Good, good. What's been done to it?
Of course, we are Genovation.
Yeah.
We converted to fully electric C7
Ah,
transport.
that's what I thought. Okay.
So when you own one or you want to get one,
Yeah.
we can convert it for you for $750,000.
Yeah.
To fully electric, 800 horsepower, 700 of torque.
Yeah.
Strong. I think you're stronger.
That is like.
Yeah, they are from Australia. They are just awesome.
Wow.
So we added for our clients to minus the weight.
Yeah. Could you tell us again? Sorry, the performance figures.
Yes, of course. It's a supercar, 800 horsepower, 700 of torque.
Wow. What would the 0 to 60 time be with it being electric? Would that be increased as well?
I'm sorry?
With it being electric, would the 0 to 60 time be increased as well? The 0 to 60.
0 to 60.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep saying
0.
no. I'm from the UK, so we always say no, and everyone's like, "What are you talking about?"
I was born in Poland, so accents stay forever. I know, I'm sorry.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
It's amazing when you meet people all
Everywhere,
over the world
from everywhere.
during the show.
For sure.
It's
For
just
sure.
amazing experience.
For sure.
So, yes, sir. It's a powerful car. 0 to 60 around 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Like a jet.
Yeah.
Phew.
Yeah.
220 plus.
220 plus miles per
800
hour.
horsepower, 700 of torque.
918 is definitely on my top 5 or top 3 most beautiful looking cars. It is beautiful. I went on my track day, there was a black one with green calipers, and it just looked so amazing. Everything about it. Everything about it.
Electric
Yeah.
engines.
Yeah. Do you agree? Like, what was it? It's like, what car can you think of that looks as good as this, man?
Pagani, Koenigsegg,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then this
yeah.
is for me up there.
And it's I don't share the same feeling for the Carrera GT.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
no. I like the Carrera GT. I don't think I loved it when it came out. Now it looks very dated. You know, this doesn't look like it's going to look dated for a long time. You know? Yeah. Guys, this is definitely one of the most beautiful cars ever made. The E-Type Jag. Timeless design. Another car I'd put in this category is the Mercedes 300 SL, the original. Timeless design, just beautiful in any year. you know. That grille is beastly. Look at that grille. Yeah, I love this car. They've got like a burgundy color, which looks just like really plush, that I really like. I was actually looking at this car for like a next car. If I have kids within the very near future, you know, so like in a year or so, and I still want to drive a supercar, this would be my choice because it has 4 seats and it has all the power that I would need. 715 brake horsepower. I think a 0 to 60 time very close to 3 seconds. You know, it's definitely what I would be looking for in performance, and something that I could carry a kid around in the back. So we have the Mercedes SLS over there, one of my favorite Mercedes. I rented one 2 years ago in Miami, had it for like a week. It was nice, man. I loved it, you know. I love the doors, you know. As I said to you guys, the old 300 SL is one of my favorite cars. It's a beautiful car, timeless design. And yeah, so, you know, the new SLS, or new 300 SL, let's call it, was again another favorite car of mine. They don't sell them anymore. Been replaced by the GT, which is another nice car, but it's not in the same category, I would say. I would say that this is a collector's item where the GT isn't, you know. But yeah, and SLSs have pretty much held their value as well, because like I said, they're a collector's item. So just been told that this model here, this very cool looking car, is based on the Tesla Roadster. So they used the shell and then built this on top of it. I'm interested to know how those doors open, so I'm definitely going to ask how those doors open, because I can't tell at the moment whether they're going to be dihedral or... Jeez. Okay, so we've just seen how the doors open. I was curious, and look at that. It's completely different to anything I pictured in my head. That is crazy. Yeah, yeah. That's different. They go all the way up. Jeez. Okay, I've never seen anything like that. Never seen anything like that.
So it's a carbon fiber body
Yeah.
on a Tesla Roadster chassis.
Sure.
So it weighs nothing and goes real fast.
Okay. Oh, that is cool. Did you picture it being like that?
No, I didn't. I thought it maybe be
Yeah,
similar to
yeah.
this kind of-
I couldn't tell where the hinges were.
Right.
So I wasn't sure. Couldn't tell where the hinges were, so I wasn't sure if it's going to go like the SLS up like that, or whether it's going to be a dihedral kind of door. But that makes sense. That is crazy. Goes up real high though. You'd have to be careful where you open that, you know, because that is quite high that it opens up to. We were actually looking at it and trying to figure out how the doors open, and we couldn't tell where the hinges were, so we weren't sure if it was going to open up like the SLS or dihedral does, and then he does this.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. This is like one of those projects. Will.i.am's the client, and he's heavy in when it comes to design and stuff. So when we do a project like this, it's in his head, and you kind of got to put it on paper first, go through it, a bunch of different changes, and then we get to start building.
Wow.
So this was one of those projects that we built, hoping to build more, because I feel like it's a statement car.
Oh, it really is. Yeah.
It stands out next to like a Ferrari. It's like you come to this car first. And
yeah, no, we actually did that. That's exactly what we did. We wanted to know, what is this, you know?
It's electric, so it's on the old Tesla Roadster chassis. So it's super quiet, so it makes no noise when you pull up. So it's pretty amazing as a supercar, you know, to see it.
How do you feel about that personally in regards to sound? Like, is that something that you love, or is it something you can do without?
I love sound.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. That was one of the things, like when we did this, Will was like, man, maybe we should put a speaker on it to make it sound like
the i8.
Yeah. But I was like, no, well, we got to keep it real. We got to keep it real.
Of course. Just talking about the SLS and how they, you know, it's a collector's item and it's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the SLS?
I love the SLS.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best cars they made.
Yeah.
And
so what's been done to Post Malone's one?
We did the interior on it.
Yeah.
We painted it. He wanted like a matte white, so we did like a matte pearl white on it.
Very nice.
Put some wheels on it. Painted the brakes. Just simple little things.
Okay.
Just to make it more unique to him.
Yeah. We were saying actually, it's just the subtle changes that
yeah,
you know,
to me, that's what we've really been doing recently. Is just the little things like that make a big difference.
But then I said there's a contrast, because I still love what's been done to the 488. You know, even
it's a tough challenge, right? And that's always my challenge going to work. Is like, man, I want to make those more because we can get them in and out quicker.
Yeah.
But this is my passion.
Yeah.
You know, so
of course.
So it's tough.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Now that's what we call slammed. I could barely get a business card underneath there. Now that is slammed. We are now in the luxury hall, is that where we are? Yeah, we're gonna have a look at Audi, we're gonna have a look at Mercedes, Tesla, and like I said to you guys, when I do start off this rental business, one of the main cars that I'm looking at is the new R8 and the Mercedes C63S to start off the fleet. So we'll have a look at those. Someone did mention that it would be good to have a Model X Tesla in the fleet as well, because they're very popular and people like to drive those, and you know, could have a lot of customers that would want to rent it. So we'll check out those as well. So I was in New York 2 weeks ago, and we decided to pop into the Tesla showroom because it was all bright and white, and thought, hey, let's have a quick look. And they managed to convince me to go for a test drive in one. Now, I wasn't driving, but as a passenger, I was very much so impressed, like ridiculously impressed with the performance, the technology, which is just crazy, and the comfortability of the car as well. We actually took a drive in the P100D, and yeah, I can't even explain, you know, how impressed I was. And my friends, all of us were literally gobsmacked, especially with the performance. When he put it in ludicrous mode and went for it, we shot back like we were on a roller coaster. It was crazy. Let's have a look. So this one is very similar to what we went in a test drive in, and as you already know, it's electric, so it's quiet, completely quiet, no sound, which was actually quite strange. As we reversed out of the garage where the car was parked in the showroom, we didn't realize he had turned it on. You know, we just started moving, and we're like, Jesus, man, it really is silent. But yeah, no, he took us for a spin, and the acceleration is instant. It's crazy. So unfortunately, they don't have the 2019 Audi R8 here. To be honest, it only just got released. Like, the pictures only got released like recently, so I'm not surprised they don't have it here. But this is the R8 V10 Plus. I don't think I would get this one, knowing that the other one's coming out so soon. It just wouldn't make sense, because people are going to want to rent the new one, you know, as opposed to one that's been out for like I think 2 years now. Still beautiful, still a beautiful car. The new one actually resembles this very similar shape. So you know, with the R8, they never really change much in terms of just do subtle things, but the new one looks very similar to this one, you know. Okay, so they told me to look out for a car called the Infinity Bullet, and they said I wouldn't be able to miss it, and they're right, because that is something to look at. Look at that. It's a concept car, and first impressions, it looks real cool, man. I've never understood the purpose of a single seat, like a single car. Like, you really, like, owning a car without sharing it with someone else, you know, with a passenger, would be weird. Yeah, yeah. you take an Uber. So I've never understood that, but yeah, it's nice. So yeah, as I said to you guys, yes, last year the piece de resistance was the Mercedes one. Today they've decided to put the Mercedes AMG GT Coupe as the central piece for their show. And this 2020 version doesn't look too similar to the last. As I said to you guys before, I don't know if they had it as a direct replacement for the SLS, but I see it as a replacement for the SLS, and it's nice, but just nothing too special about it, I don't feel, you know. Although the GTR model is a beast and sounds crazy. They finally changed the shape, they softened the edges. Let's have a look at it. Honestly speaking, I actually love the old shape. The old shape was classic, you know. So I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about this. Let's have a look and walk around. Definitely looks softer and less boxy. Okay, been a while since I've been in one of these. There we go. Yeah, I'm in. Now, what you can see straight off the bat is that the whole interior has changed. Thankfully, you know, you pay over 100 grand for a car, you want this. This is what you're expecting. This is the similar display that I've seen in the S series, like the S63, like full widescreen dashboard. I mean, for me, I love like infotainment with big screens. That's one of the things that I liked about the Tesla. The screen is huge, these massive screens. So this is awesome for me. It's just for when you're viewing your navigation system and just operating different things. And I also like a digital dash. Love it, you know, especially digital speedometer, all of that. I'm very impressed with the interior. The outside, I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. I mean, I like the old boxy shape. Obviously, some people were, you know, saying that it's dated because the shape hasn't really changed for years. But that's what I liked about it. I don't like that they've softened up the front. The front looks softer. You can clearly see it, you know. But still has that clunk when you close the door. We established. Listen to this. that unique sound. You know, if you know these cars, you know that sound. Still at Mercedes, and we're going to have a look at the saloons now. Some 4-door saloons, some Maybach to be specific. The ultimate in luxury travel. Oh, I wonder when they changed the. Do you remember they used to have the emblem, the M, which was really cool. I wonder when they changed that back.
Suits you. Sideways.
This is nice. This is comfort. This is comfort. So much legroom.
So quiet.
So quiet,
no
yeah.
outside noise.
Yeah. You forget that's one of the things that they take into serious consideration when building a car like this for transport, luxury transport. It's the sound noise cancellation. Like right now we can't hear anything. There's music outside, guys, but we can't really hear anything. It's silent in here. The 8 Series, you know, guys, I've not even mentioned it before, but one of my favorite cars from way back when is the 8 Series, the old shape. I don't know why I fell in love with it. I don't know. I like the lights. I like the. It was just a unique car amongst other BMWs. And I used to talk about, you know, to my friends, like, when are they going to bring out an 8 Series? They need to make an 8 Series. And they finally done it. It looks nothing like I thought it would look like, you know, compared to the old one. Because if you look at the old one and you look at this one, they're miles apart. And in fact, this one actually looks like a 6, and I think it's going to replace the 6 Series. But it's still a beautiful looking car. Let's go have a look at it. Whew. I do like the back. Yeah. That is very cool. I'm definitely gonna have a seat. Definitely gonna have a seat in this one. I think it's only right after sitting in the Maybach that we sit in the 7 Series. This one here, particular model, is the 740. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Ah, this is awesome.
You like it?
Yeah, this is really cool. Look at this, guys. You got to come see this.
Oh, that's cool.
You've got your own little tablet, climate functions, everything, all controllable by this. Now, I'm not sure if this comes out, but it looks like it does. They've probably got it set so it doesn't come out, you know, while we're at the show. But it looks like it's just a normal tablet that you can have in your hand, and you can control your seats. We have this as well, which is really cool. Yeah, this is nice. I actually prefer this interior to the Maybach in terms of the technology. Obviously the Maybach was more luxurious and the colors, but the technology is awesome. Guys, that is it for me today. It has been amazing. Guys, if you've never been to the LA Auto Show, make sure you get down. Get down to this one, we'll get down to the next one. It's a fantastic event, so many cars to see, and this one's even bigger than last year. So make sure you come down and check them out.